Welcome to the introduction of Siddhi Editor. Siddhi Editor is a web-based tool that can help you to develop real-time event-driven applications using its source and graphical query editor. Siddhi Editor can run on Mac, Windows, Linux, and Docker. When you open the editor, on its welcome page, you will be able to find some samples. You can access more samples using More Samples section. There, you can search for any sample that you like. Let's search for Kafka. You will be able to find the samples related to Kafka. When you click on a particular sample, you will be able to find the instructions on running that sample and the relevant Siddhi application. Let's see how we can create a real-time application that calculates 1-minute sum from incoming HTTP events. We can do this by clicking on New, which will open a source view where we can define the input stream. For this example, let's define a production stream with attributes item, which is a string, and amount, which is long. Let's write a query to process the events from the production stream. Here we are going to select item and sum the amount as total and insert the results into total production stream. If we want to group this total, then we can add a group by statement. Let's save this app by going to File and Save, and we can go to the design view to find the visual representation of this. In the design view, let's continue editing by adding a 1-minute window to this. So here I'm going to select a stream handler and add a window to that. I'm going to add a time window, and the window time is going to be 1 minute. Now you can see the query is getting updated with 1 minute time window. Let's add the HTTP source. I am dragging and dropping a source and connecting to my production stream. The source type is going to be HTTP, and the receiver URL is going to be production. And the message format that I'm going to consume this is going to be JSON. I can submit that. Then I'm going to log the output and configure the sync type as log. Here I can define any message type. For this example, I am selecting XML. I can auto align by clicking Edit Auto Align, and then I can go back to the source view and see the changes added here. I can also reformat code by clicking Edit and Reformat. If we need to output the items in all caps, we can use a function to capitalize the string values. We can find all the functions through the operator finder. Here I'm going to search for upper. There you will be able to see a function called string upper, which capitalize all the letters. You can click on the information icon to see more details about this operator. I can copy to the clipboard and paste it here. Now we have added this upper function, which will convert the characters in item to uppercase. The editor not only gives syntax highlighting and auto completion, but if there are errors, it will also give related information with the context. If you want to template URLs or passwords as environmental variables, we can do by adding $ open curly braces, close curly braces, and giving a name. In this case, I'm going to change the IP as an environmental variable with name host. I can save that, and from the templated variable section, I will be able to add my default value. Okay, after implementing this application, let's see how we can test that. You can click on Event Simulator, select the app name, select the stream that we want to publish the message to. And in this case, for item, I'm going to add cake. And for amount, I'm going to add 20. I can start and publish the application. You can see an XML message getting printed with item cake with all caps and amount 20. When you send other messages, you can see how the data is getting aggregated. We can also go to the feed simulation and create a feed of random events from CSV file or from a database. In this scenario, we are not going to focus on that. We can even send messages from outside. Since it is an HTTP, we can send a curl command. In order to send the default JSON message, we can go to Tools and click on Sample Event Generator, which will allow us to generate a sample message to publish. We can then go to the console and publish a sample JSON message for the designated URL with application JSON content type. When you send other messages, you will be able to see the output from the editor console. When the apps are implemented and tested, we can export them by going to File and Export File. We can also export the application as Docker and Kubernetes artifacts. If we export it as a Docker artifact, it will ask for the apps that we want to include, whether you want to template any parameters as environmental variables. You can also add other system configurations, give default values for all the environmental variables, include any other jars or bundles that we have added, such as MySQL jars, Kafka connectors, and finally, we can also download the Docker file or push to the Docker registry. So in this case, I'll just download my Docker artifact. You can see my Docker getting downloaded, and you can see it has my Siddhi file, configurations related information, and the Docker file related to that. Similarly, you can export Kubernetes artifacts and also deploy the Siddhi apps on running servers. If you want to find more information about writing Siddhi queries, you can click on the Siddhi Query guide and get more details about it. From the welcome page, you will be also able to find the links to the Quick Start Guide, documentation, Siddhi Query Guide, and API documentation for all the functions and operators, and instructions on how you can get support from the community and the developers. Thank you for viewing the introduction of the Siddhi Editor. And if you find this project interesting, please start the repo, share with your colleagues, and feel free to contribute back. Happy event processing with Siddhi.